Good morning, class. Let's start with attendance. Sarah Johnson.
Present. I am here and ready to learn about today's fascinating subject matter.
That's oddly formal, Sarah. Michael Chen.
I am present and eager to participate in today's educational experience.
Okay, weird. Jessica Martinez.
Present. I apologize for any technical difficulties, but I am here and ready to engage with the curriculum.
Why does everyone sound like customer service today? David Kim.
Yeah, I'm here. Professor, I tried to register for this class 3 times and kept getting waitlisted even though it showed available spots.
That's strange, David. You're literally the only person who sounds normal today.
If this scenario sounds like science fiction, it's actually happening right now in classrooms across America. Professors are discovering that most of their students aren't real people at all.
We're witnessing the largest financial aid fraud scheme in U.S. history. Criminal organizations are using AI chatbots to create fake students, enroll in online classes, and steal millions in federal funding.
The numbers are staggering. In California alone, colleges reported over 1.2 million fraudulent applications in 2024, resulting in 223,000 fake enrollments.
These criminals have stolen at least $11.1 million in federal, state, and local financial aid just from California community colleges. And that's only what we could track and couldn't recover.
But how did we get here? The perfect storm began during COVID-19 when 3 critical changes happened simultaneously.
First, colleges moved classes online to comply with lockdowns. Second, financial aid requirements were loosened to help struggling students. Third, AI technology became sophisticated enough to impersonate humans convincingly.
The fraud rate has exploded from 20% of applications being fake in 2021 to 34% today. That means over 1 in 3 college applicants in California isn't real.
I started noticing something was wrong when homework assignments all had the same writing style. Very formal, very polite, but completely generic, like they were all written by the same very courteous robot.
These AI students, called ghost students, target specific types of classes. They prefer online courses with flexible schedules where they can submit assignments without real-time interaction.
The bots are programmed to stay enrolled just long enough to receive financial aid disbursements. They'll submit basic assignments, participate minimally in discussions, then disappear once the money is transferred.
But the human cost extends far beyond stolen money. Real students like David are finding themselves locked out of the classes they need to graduate.
I've been trying to get into anatomy and physiology for 2 semesters. The system shows the class as full, but when I finally got in, half the seats were empty. Those spots were being held by fake students.
For professors, the situation has become a nightmare. They're essentially working as unpaid detectives, trying to determine which of their students actually exist.
I now spend hours analyzing writing patterns, checking if students respond to direct questions, and creating assignments specifically designed to catch AI responses. This isn't what I signed up for when I became an educator.
The identity theft aspect creates another layer of victims. Real people are discovering loans taken out in their names for colleges they never attended.
A police officer knocked on my door asking if I'd applied to Arizona Western College. I hadn't. When I checked my loan account, someone had taken out over $9,000 in my name for a California college I'd never heard of.
Brittany Nelson discovered the fraud when her credit score suddenly dropped 27 points. She found loans for colleges in California and Louisiana taken out in her name.
I run a house cleaning business and never went to college. Suddenly, I'm responsible for thousands in student loans for schools I've never seen. The worst part is how hard it is to get this fixed.
One victim, Kevin Chaw, discovered someone was even impersonating him in class discussions, using AI to submit homework assignments in his name while collecting financial aid.
This person was typing as me, saying my first and last name, submitting assignments I never wrote. It's very freaky when you realize someone is living a fake academic life using your identity.
The criminals behind these schemes are sophisticated. They specifically target vulnerable student categories that require less identity verification.
They often impersonate homeless students, undocumented immigrants, or former foster care students because these groups don't need to verify their identity to enroll. The bots will claim technological challenges to explain why they can't participate in video calls.
Community colleges are particularly targeted because their lower tuition means a larger percentage of grants and loans go directly to students rather than the institution.
These schools serve the most vulnerable populations: working parents, first-generation college students, people trying to change their lives. Now those same vulnerabilities are being exploited by criminals.
The scale of the problem is overwhelming law enforcement. Recent indictments include a Texas fraud ring that pursued $1.5 million in student aid and another case involving $650,000 stolen using prison inmates' identities.
We're seeing organized crime rings operating across multiple states. They have sophisticated operations with teams dedicated to identity theft, AI programming, and money laundering. This isn't some teenager in a basement.
Making matters worse, budget cuts to the Department of Education have reduced the agency's ability to investigate fraud and help victims.
The Federal Student Aid Office lost over 300 people in March, and the Office of Inspector General has lost 20% of its fraud investigation staff. We're fighting this battle with fewer resources than ever.
So what can families do to protect themselves? Here are the essential lessons everyone needs to know.
First, monitor your credit reports religiously. Set up alerts for any new accounts or inquiries. Student loans will show up on your credit report, so you'll know if someone applies in your name.
Second, be aware of the warning signs. If you receive unexpected emails about college enrollment, financial aid disbursements, or loan servicer notifications, investigate immediately.
Third, protect your social security number and personal information. Don't give it out unless absolutely necessary, and never share it in response to unsolicited calls or emails.
For current students, verify your enrollment status regularly. Log into your student portal and financial aid accounts to check for any unauthorized activity or unknown courses.
If you discover fraudulent activity, act immediately. Contact the college's financial aid office, your loan servicer, and the Federal Student Aid Fraud Hotline. Document everything and keep detailed records.
For educators, the Department of Education has introduced new verification requirements. Starting this summer, first-time aid applicants must show government-issued ID to prove their identity.
We're developing new authentication methods, unexpected quiz questions, video verification calls, and assignments that require real-world experiences that AI can't fake.
The broader lesson here is about the double-edged nature of technological progress. AI has tremendous potential to improve education, but it's also being weaponized against the very students it could help.
We need to develop AI literacy just as we developed computer literacy. People need to understand both the benefits and the risks of these technologies in their daily lives.
This crisis represents a fundamental challenge to trust in our educational system. When professors can't tell which students are real, when financial aid meant for struggling families gets stolen by algorithms, we're seeing progress without humanity.
Education is supposed to be about human connection, growth, and opportunity. When that gets reduced to data points that can be faked by machines, we lose something essential about what learning means.
The families who understand this shift early and take protective measures will be better positioned to navigate this new landscape. The cost of ignorance has never been higher.
I just can't imagine how many people this is happening to who have no idea. By the time you find out, the damage is already done and the money is already gone.
As we move forward, the question isn't whether AI will continue to disrupt education. It's whether we'll develop the safeguards and awareness necessary to protect the human elements that make education valuable in the first place. This is the human cost of unregulated technological advancement. When professors discover their classrooms are full of ghosts, when students can't enroll because bots took their spots, when families face debt for education they never received, that's when progress becomes a problem.